Blog Talk Radio.
Basically.
What the hell is that?
I'm sorry. Well.
Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show. Will and Thunder Show. Thunder. Will and Thunder Show. Ridiculous.
Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show.
Well, welcome in, guys. It's Tuesday night, 10/9 Central, and you know what that means. It's another edition of the Will and Thunder Show. I am Kevin Thunder, coming to you live from Jackson area of Tennessee and around here somewhere in North Carolina, Fayetteville, North Carolina, which actually, to where the band we're having on tonight, they hail from the same area we have. William Telltale, where are you at, buddy?
I'm here. I don't think I'm as pumped up as you are, though, man. What'd you drink? Some like coffee mixed with Red Bull or something?
It's exactly what I did. They have a new creamer-flavored Red Bull, and I put it in my coffee, which I, laced with a little Vibrant and ate a couple Snickers bars while sucking it down with some Mountain Dew. So I'm ready to roll tonight.
Awesome, man. Let me know how that works out next week when you haven't slept for a week.
Well, it happened is halfway through the interview, I'm going to have a heart attack and die. Just, pause for a minute, call 911, let them know where I'm at, and then it will no longer be the Will and Thunder Show. It'll just be the Will Show. Rest in peace, Thunder.
Well, actually, what I'll do is before I call 911, I'll give Spade a call, get him on, then I'll call 911. How's that?
Yeah, the show comes first, of course.
The show must go on.
The show must go on. The show must go on. Man down. Let me call somebody and get somebody in here. But anyway, well, welcome to the show, buddy, man. Good to be talking with you. Another beautiful day living in this beautiful country we have. Got a great band coming on, Overlord SR. They come from the same area you're living at right now, Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yep, they were actually the first metal band back in the '80s to get signed out of North Carolina. So
that's unbelievable. Really good rock band back from the '80s. You guys will remember when you hear some of their music, but they've got some newer stuff that they're just putting out here. There's a resurgence right now coming, in the metal area, in the metal field of music. Thank goodness. Maybe it'll put the rest of this Just Fever garbage we have, and to have some good, heavy rock music, some progressive metal, just, the kind that pumps you up, gets you feeling good. I mean, nothing better than that. You got to cut the grass. Ain't nothing like putting on a pair of headphones and an old Sony Walkman and throwing some real metal through your ears, man, and just getting the job done.
Oh, hell yeah. Before we get too far into this, I want to give out our social media. I'm at William Telltale at Twitter. And what's your Twitter? I think it's Thunder, HWAT. Well, Thunder here isn't very social media conscious, but that's about to change here in the next week or two.
I just stand here and talk. You're the one, technical advice there, right there, I'm surprised you don't have a minute. All right. Now my talk is not working either. I'm done with dinner. Anyway, as I was saying, no, I'm not very tech savvy, so Kevin Thunder on Twitter, I believe.
Okay, we'll figure that out and get it posted. Actually, the link is on the website, on the show's website. If you just go to at William Telltale, the first post there, you'll see the link. Anyway,
Thunder on Facebook, and so you guys are looking for. You can find me on Facebook. I give out my number, but then my wife would be pissed because my phone wouldn't stop ringing. So I got to watch out with that one.
Yeah. So anyway, what we got going on tonight? We've got some good stuff to talk about in the news segment, don't we? There's been a milestone made, but that's all in the news. We're going to get to that right now. All right, go ahead and kick us off with what we were talking about earlier.
Well, I looked around today on the internet. I've been looking for the last couple of days. There's not been a whole lot of metal news that I found, except for one thing. I mean, there's a staple in the music industry, and this guy doesn't get any props for what he's done, man. Guy is a complete musical genius. I mean, some will call him a genius, some will call him a hack, whatever you want to say here. In my mind, he's a genius. But he's been around longer than most of the people that he has played with or played, or as I said, played with their music. Weird Al Yankovic, man. This guy just put out another album, got parodies for some of the newer pop songs, but this guy has done almost every genre of music, everything from polka to metal to Nirvana parodies. I mean, you name it, he's done it. And the thing is, it doesn't only do the parodies, but he does them so well.
Well, it's not just his parodies. It's his. He does style parodies as well, like the song "Dare to Be Stupid." I mean, if I didn't know that was a Weird Al Yankovic song and you played it for me, I'd swear it was a Devo song.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, he is so well versed in music, the styles of music and everything. I mean, and a lot of them are so well produced. Even the videos. I mean, you go back. He started in 1979, had his first appearance on TV in the 80s, early 80s, and from there just blew up. And the first appearance on TV, it was just him and his buddy. They used the box that his accordion came in as a slap box, which a lot of people use nowadays when they're doing acoustic sets. Mm-hmm. For the drums, for the percussion end. They're using the case as like a slap box. They have different types of bike horns and kazoos, and another one rides a bus. That was his start on the whole thing. And he's gone from Queen, and he's played every genre of music set. And as I said, he does it well. It's unbelievable how far. And he gets no credit.
Well, the thing that I find most intriguing is the fact that Madonna's pretty much hung it up, but he was already going before she really came onto the scene. So he's been around longer than Madonna. And because Michael Jackson died 4 years ago. Yeah. He's now been around longer than Michael Jackson. I mean, so he's outlasted every single person that he's parodied, and I'm sure that the people that he's parodied on this new album, I mean, they're all going to be a bunch of one-hit wonders anyway. I mean, he's going to be around a lot longer than them as well. Just for everybody, everybody's listening, we will have Overlord SR on about 10:30 or so. They'll be calling in about 10:25. We'll be playing one of their songs and bringing them in. But yeah, you know what? Kurt Cobain of Nirvana. You know what he said when Weird Al personally asked him if he could do the Nirvana parody? He says, "You've made it when Weird Al wants to do your song."
That's right. You know that you're somebody. You've made it to a certain level when Weird Al comes. Hey, look, man, I got an idea. Let's. And the things that even in the rap songs he's done, he's got an ability. He's got the speed and everything. It's amazing. And the comedy aspect, they're truly funny. He's not just trying to find words that, will somewhat match and, fit in. He actually puts stories together. The whole Chili Peppers Flintstone thing with, against the Chili Peppers. And then with I Want My MTV and the Beverly Hillbilly. I mean, I sat there today for 45 minutes and just clicked videos watching going, and I forgot this one. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one. And they're awesome. I mean, you could actually just kick back and listen to that as real music.
Well, you know who else released an album this week? Well, actually, they released it last week, and we talked about it. But there's something else about Judas Priest that's definitely newsworthy after they put out their latest album, Redeemer of Souls. What do you think that Judas Priest's best charting, best debut on the U.S. Billboard charts are? I'm not talking the rock charts. I'm talking the overall.
Just overall
Billboard charts.
Yes. Top Billboard
which album
charts.
Which album do you think by Judas Priest charted the highest?
You'd like to think Painkillers.
You would think, but you would be wrong. As iconic as Painkiller is, the next highest album release that they had was Nostradamus, which was their double album, which came in at number 13, I believe. But believe it or not, Judas Priest had never had an album in the top 10 until now. Redeemer of Souls debuted at number 6.
And that's overall. That's not on the metal charts. That's on the overall.
That's on the overall chart.
Right.
They were number one. They were number one on the rock charts.
Oh, of course. I mean, it just shows right there. I mean, it's a savior right there. I mean, that's a glimmer of hope that metal's on its way back. That is unbelievable. There's so many metal bands.
The hell with that. It's not on its way back. It's back. Damn right.
So kids out there right now that have your hair spiked up, like you put your hair in a light socket and you got black eyeliner around your eyes and black lipstick, man, grab yourself a real metal album and listen to it, man. Grow your hair long, get down and dirty, and play some power chords and learn. I mean, play some real music, man.
Yeah. I reviewed Redeemer of Souls on my blog, which is williamtelltale.blogspot.com. And
there you go.
And that's gotten a lot of hits and everything, but yeah, I'm telling you, the album is phenomenal. I mean, I'm not going to say it's their best. I'm not going to say that it tops Painkiller.
But it holds it up.
It comes close. I mean, it's better than Angel of Retribution, which was the first album that they put out after Rob Halford came back to the band. It's also better than Nostradamus too. I mean, I didn't like that album. I don't really think anybody. Well, I think a lot of people were expecting to like it when they bought it, but after they bought it, they're like, "Damn it!"
Right. I mean, there's a lot of bands that have one album. I mean, and in your opinion, I mean that may be your opinion, and some other people will say, I love Nostradamus. I love that album.
Well, I've never talked to anybody that liked it. I mean, like, there's about 3 songs on it that I like, and that's about what everybody else has said, and they're usually the same songs, too. The exact same songs. But,
you think that we're having a resurgence in some good metal music. I mean, it's definitely about time. You know how they talk about how cycles run, and everything's going to come back, between fashion and music and such forth. But this is definitely a resurgence as we've needed for a long time, because we've been lacking really, really good metal music for a long time, in this country right here. Around the world, we've got a lot of really good metal music. It's nice to bring it back home. It kind of started in the UK and came over this way, and we kind of, I'm going to say, perfected it in a way. I mean, no, not really.
You know what? The British invasion with the Beatles took place back in the 60s, and then the United States followed. Then you had the second British invasion with bands like Judas Priest, Def Leppard, Iron Maiden, all of them, and then the United States followed. So, hell, maybe Judas Priest is doing it again, and we're about to really see it. I mean, I did a blog post about this a while back on my blog, williamtelltale.blogspot.com, and I was talking about the fact that you've got all these bands like Queensryche, like Tesla. Well, Tesla came out this year. I wrote this piece in 2013. Black Sabbath. All these bands that came out with awesome metal albums in 2013, and we're not just talking about a bunch of filler albums like these bands have been putting out over the past 20 years, 15, 20 years or so. We're talking about albums that stand up or are better than their stuff that they put out back in the good old days. Like, for example, Queensryche released the best album they put out really since Operation Mindcrime and Empire. And then you have Black Sabbath. I mean, they debuted at number 23. Black Sabbath, I think their album was called 13, and I think it debuted at 13. I may be wrong on that. It may have been higher. But it's all Black Sabbath, another British band. But hey, it's coming back around. I'm ready for it. Damn.
Right. The thing is, it's British, but it's it's going through the American airwaves, and it's something we really need. That's the one other thing I'd really like to see. It's not just the albums coming out in a ranking high. I'm waiting to see a big city that has a real metal radio station.
Absolutely. It's coming. It's coming.
But you know what I'm saying? The same stations that you're hearing your old Metallica, AC/DC, and Judas Priest on, they're playing Cream and stuff like that as well. It's considered the oldies now, or classic rock. And there's a big difference between classic rock of our heyday, like when we were young, when we were in our 20s, versus what they consider classic rock now. I mean, there's a big difference between Cream and Metallica. There's a big difference between,
Basically, I want my classic rock station. I want my classic rock station that plays nothing but late 70s, 80s, early 90s metal.
Right.
That's what I want. I want a radio station that plays that.
You know what?
I'm gonna do history, and then I got one more story before we bring Overlord SR on. They'll be on in about 10, 12 minutes or so. But I got a really good story for the history, the metal history.
Good.
And now, this week in rock history.
Slayer.
Yeah.
That's it. Slayer. Back in 1996, during this week, Slayer. Some parents had their daughter was murdered by these three douchebags, and the parents decided that it was because Slayer told them to do it because Slayer was satanic, and they actually sued Slayer for this. And this is something that Slayer kind of has in common with Judas Priest. Judas Priest got sued for the pretty much the same thing, except it was a kid killing himself. But basically they were saying that Slayer is satanic and they told their lyrics told the boys to go out and kill this girl, and it went to court and everything, but the judge pretty much threw it out after like a day or two. So
yeah. It's funny. I mean, you remember back in the day, with the whole Ozzy thing and biting the head off the bat, which supposedly he didn't mean to do. Thought it was supposed to be a prop bat, and somebody threw something on there.
Right.
There's different stories like that, like the whole Reverse album. You listen to an album backwards, it's got satanic messages. Do you still have that drop of the Ridiculous thing?
No, I did not. I have it, but it's not. I don't have it here. Basically, the Ridiculous thing at the beginning of our program here is where Thunder's saying ridiculous. I played that backwards, and what it says backwards, you'll never believe what it says backwards. It says I hate you backwards. I hate you. Ridiculous backwards says I hate you, and
it was weird because he was kind of trying to bust my balls because that's one of my favorite words right there. He's like, if I like your music, I think it's ridiculous. Or the way you play the guitar, that's ridiculous. So he played that drop right there, and he put it together and sped it up, and then he played it backwards, and it's unbelievable. But you know what? If you ever listen to an album backwards, and Will, you and I have, sat there with an album or two joking around when, record players were still around, and we try backwards.
Well, you can do it digitally now. I can do it. Now there's a lot of albums where it was deliberately put in just to mess with people. Like for example, Vinnie Vincent Invasion. They put out one. They at the beginning of their song Ashes to Ashes on their All Systems Go album. There's backward messages. Actually, there's backward messages too. But it says, "Hey, when you play it backwards, it says, "Hey, tell your friends about us."
The most is backwards. It sounded like.
There was actually a Christian band. There was actually a Christian band back then I think it was Petra. If it wasn't Petra, it was somebody like similar to Petra, and they put a backwards message, like a backmasking in one of their songs. And when it came out, everybody went, all the religious nuts that were just looking to, find something to hang these Christian bands out to dry on. They played it backwards, and you know what they found? The message said something along the lines of, "Why are you looking for the devil when you should be looking for God?"
And you know how funny that is? But the majority of the time, you try and play it backwards, and you remember as a kid listening, watching the Christmas specials with Charlie Brown and the Peanuts, and every time they're at school or the parents, that's what it sounded like. It sounded like garble, like wah, 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 and that's all it was.
Yep.
It's just so funny that people, try and find the evil in everything just because they don't understand it and, can't enjoy it themselves. Why do you have to take the pleasure away from everybody else when, it's just good fun and great sound?
If you don't like it, don't listen. That's what it boils down to. Last story before we go to our guest. Kiss.
Yes. One of the best. You got the best.
They're gonna last forever. They really are.
Well, hold up now. Are they going to do the Disney thing with like Walt Disney and freeze their heads or something and come back when we get robots?
Well, I'm sure that they're going to do that, but that's not what this story is about. Kiss, they're doing this tour with Def Leppard right now, and then after that they've got this residency that they're going to be doing in Las Vegas, but after that residency is over, there's going to be a reality show with Kiss where they're going to be finding two people to replace Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. Once they retire. Yeah.
What about these?
So Kiss
can already replaced them once, so they can do that already. That's not reality. It's already happened. And same with Peter Criss right here. You got the cat and the wolf. Okay. Anyway, never mind. So Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, they're out there looking for the next generation.
Right.
Oh, now Gene Simmons already had a reality show. I can't remember what it's called right now. His wife and the kids.
Gene Simmons' whole life is a reality show. What are you talking about? It's a porno.
But he had that reality show. What is I can't even remember the name of it. Why doesn't he just get his son, makeup, and teach him how to play the bass?
His son's a freaking dork, man.
No, his son's in a band and all that.
Oh, really? Well, maybe I don't know. Hell, I would do it, but I'm probably too old.
You'd last for a week or two, then have to find somebody else.
Right. Are they going to do something like Menudo or something? It's like once you get to 60, you have to retire instead of 16.
The thing is, I'd love to take Gene Simmons' place. The only problem is, I'm a little too short. I'd have to wear 27-inch platform boots just to, be the same height.
and on that note, let's go ahead and
actually, hold on a second here. One more thing to say I got one more thing to say. We got a little rest in peace in the music industry. Happened midweek last week. Old Johnny Winters, one of the albinos right there, the albino twins right there, passed away last week.
Yeah.
At the age of 75, hotel room, right after doing a show, a couple days before that or something. But rest in peace, Johnny, man. He, the Winter Brothers right there, and now he did a lot more blues, But Turner blues songs kind of here.
He was great though.
He was great. So rest in peace, Johnny, man.
I don't have taps. I don't have taps, but I do have the applause. I'm gonna play that. But yeah, I had that on my list, but we didn't really get to it. But let's go ahead and break, and then when we come back, we'll have Overlord SR on with us, and the song we're gonna play is the song that you probably remember from them. When I remembered this song, I remember hearing it back in the day. This is called "Keeper of the Flame," except this version is done with their current lineup. It's a brand new recording done by their current lineup. Yeah, so this is "Keeper of the Flame" by Overlord SR, and we'll be right back on the William Thunder Show. welcome back to the Will and Thunder Show. That, of course, was Overlord SR with the song Keeper of the Flame. Yeah, we've got him on the line here. Who do we have?
Hey, you've got Wildman George.
Sweet.
What's going on, man? Wildman, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm on here, man. I mean, we're here. We just got done with rehearsal. So if I'm talking a little loud, it's because I can't hear. I'm just kidding.
We've got somebody else that's called in as well. Whoever that is, if you want to talk, just press 1 and that'll put you into the queue. I do that all the time. I don't even look, and I see a number up there, and I just want to put them on the air. But the thing is,
that's Craig. That's the other guitar player for Overlord SR, Craig Dunham. He's on here. Can you hear him?
Hey, Craig, you out there somewhere, buddy?
Okay, he just pushed 1. Hold on, we're gonna bring him on right now. Okay, you there?
Yeah. How's it going?
All right.
Yo, man, how you guys doing?
Push 1.
We're doing great. How you doing?
Doing great, man.
Living a dream, man.
Living on the radio. Cool. It's going well, man. Having a blast.
Awesome. Where's
hey
my
guys,
co-host?
so what's going on? Where you guys at anyway? You know, because we notice there's a British accent when you call in here. So.
Right. So actually, I'm in right outside of Memphis, Tennessee, and William Telltale, he's right there in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yeah, we know about Will. So I didn't know where Thunder was. So that's cool, man. Memphis. You know, that's I'll say baby, that's Elvis.
Yeah, it's a great area, man. I live right in between, about an hour outside of Memphis and about an hour and a half outside of Nashville, so there's plenty of music that rolls through this area, man. It's really awesome.
Oh, yeah. Memphis is great. Home of the blues.
Damn right.
Yeah. So we got all kinds of people listening around the world on this.
Absolutely.
And right off the bat, tell us the backstory. You were originally called Overlord. And I've actually had people...
originally called. Yeah, let me give you this story. This is a really great story. We were Overlord without the E in the very beginning. Okay, and remember where we are. We're in Fayetteville, North Carolina, home of the Bible Belt, and we were playing a show in a town, and we went to the McDonald's because there happened to be a McDonald's in the same parking lot as the club. And we're sitting there, and, you know, the McDonald's back then had all them windows. So we're sitting as a band and the road crew eating our dinner, and we're looking, and there's a little church across the street. And they saw tonight Overlord, metal with Overlord. Well, they on their little sign said, Jesus is Lord over Fayetteville or something, or overall or something, you know, and we were like, okay. So that's when I looked up the Old English version of the word Overlord, and we put the E on the end of it, and that denounces the word Lord, so you're not saying over God. So that's the original Old English spelling. If people don't know who the Overlord was the guy who owned the land and was the financier, and a guy who would say, well, I want to be king. He said, okay, you can be king, tax your people, and pay me back the money for the land, kind of like rent. Well, over the years, the word over got dropped, and that's where we get the term landlord. So now
I would that.
What's that?
That's awesome.
So let's
fast
forward to now. So, we got signed in 86, the Metal Massacre compilation, Volume 8 came out with Keeper of the Flame in 87, and, we've been a band ever since 1980, just, doing our thing. Well, we had a little bit of interest from another band out of New Jersey who also had Overlord with an E, and they trademarked our name in 2001. And so we just said, okay, we'll add the SR to the end of the name, okay? Because, all these bands now, if you ever notice, all these bands today are three names, three-name bands, We just said Overlord SR. Well, the problem with the E, and this is kind of a funny story, when we got signed to Metal Blade, you'd send out a packet to the different venues you're playing, and we've actually shown up, and it said tonight, Metal Blade recording artist, Warlord. or Overloud or Overload. I'm like, did they even look at the packet? Or we would get, now this is really funny. You get a guy that says, yeah, I'm gonna bring you on tonight. You know, we have our own intro, but every now and then you'd get a guy and he'd get up there and go, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Metal Blade recording artist, Overlorde. So, you know, you're like, okay. So, you know, we just said after this whole thing with the other band, we just said, you know what, we're going to be, you know how there's all these drop D bands? Well, really they're drop E because they take their E string and drop it down to the note of D. Right. Well, we're really a drop E band. We dropped the E. We just kept the SR, so now we're Overlorde SR. There's no confusion. There was no confusion before, but now there's just no way, and now people pronounce it correctly. They go, oh, Overlorde SR. And the SR can be whatever you want it to be. I knew you were going to ask that. I knew you were going to say, what's the SR stand for? You know, I'm ahead of you there.
Hey, look, you know, we're all getting up there.
We're still rocking. It can mean still rocking because we're still out there doing this. We've been doing it since 1980, and that's why the next CD we're coming out right now with is called Still Standing, because we are still standing and we are still writing tunes and playing. So,
yeah, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna listen to it and I'm gonna review it on my blog there.
Hell yeah!
Great album name right there. And you know, with the resurgence in metal music coming out now, you know, with Iron Maiden coming out with their album last week, we were talking about this a little earlier in our news segment, right?
Priest, not Maiden. Priest.
Iron Maiden, excuse me, Judas Priest. I got a little ahead of myself there. You know, they debuted number 6 on the Billboard charts overall, and it's awesome, man. I can't wait to hear you guys' album, man. That's a great name, Still Standing, and you know, strong right there.
Wait till you see the cover. I mean, the cover is just is gonna be awesome. I'm not gonna give it away, but we're still in that Knights in Shining Armor, the Castle deal. I mean, we have the big show coming up this weekend, Saturday, at the Rock Shop Concert Hall here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. This North Carolina Metal Fest has always been in Wilson, North Carolina, at their fairgrounds, but they decided to move it to the center of the state. Fayetteville's in the exact center of North Carolina. In fact, we were going to be the capital a long, long time ago, but they decided to move it a little north, 60 miles north to Raleigh. So Raleigh became the capital. But they decided to have the North Carolina Metal Fest here, and this is a great venue. It's huge on the inside, holds over 1,000 people. It's got 2 stages, so there's 23 bands. Overlord SR is one of those bands. We're also doing our this release, Medieval Metal Days, on Heavy Forces Records out of Germany. We're having our CD LP. This isn't even on vinyl. So we're having a release party. This has got a lot of our songs, like the one you just played is on the CD. It's not on the LP, but that Keeper of the Flame 2014 is on the CD. It's a bonus track, and that's got the current lineup that you heard. That was recorded at, I just had a Sound Images of North Carolina, LLC. That's our original bass player and founding member, Daryl Collins. He does all our photography, artwork. Yeah, photography. Did I say that right?
You didn't say pornography, so you're good.
Oh, okay. I didn't say pornography. I said photography.
Well, I'll tell you what.
He does all the stuff. Plus, he does bass parts. You know, we want to give a shout out to our current bass player, Bob DeRocher. It is his birthday today. So happy birthday, Bob DeRocher. Yeah, man. Happy birthday. Got the guy. We got in the background here. Yeah, we got in the background here lead vocalist Stephen V. Sosa Jr. and Craig Dunham, the other guitar player. So,
what's going on, guys?
What's up?
They said, what's up? So we're excited about this show Saturday, the North Carolina Metal Fest. I mean, this is a true metal fest. I mean, it starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Doors open at noon. You can get advance tickets right now at etix.com for $10 and see 23 bands. Up the Irons is a Iron Maiden, because you mentioned Iron Maiden tribute band. They're going to come on. They're headlining. We also have a local band called Kurgan. And then, of course, Overlord SR. And we have a band out of Raleigh called Widow. Great band. So those are your four headliners. We got tons of bands. Fractured Fairy Tales.
Right on, man. So you guys having a festival this Saturday. Hey, Will, are you available Saturday to maybe hit the show up?
I don't know yet.
Well, let me know when.
We thought Will was going to be there.
Absolutely, we'll figure out a way, and if you have availability to get out there, if your schedule's available, we'll work things out and try and get him out there and meet some of these bands and maybe get to meet you guys face to face right there.
Yeah, we're expecting a lot of people to show up at this show because it's a very big venue.
Yeah.
So we can cram a lot of people in there. I mean, you start at 1 o'clock on one stage, and then the minute that band is done, a stage across the distance of the club starts the other band. And then another band setting up on the other stage, and the minute the last note is played on that stage, then the other stage starts with another band. It's just going back and forth all day long.
Why the hell did nobody ever think of that back in the 80s and 90s? Seriously.
I don't know either. They're always trying to do these revolving stages. You know, hey, let's put the band, you know, on a revolving thing where they can go, and they're just turning around, you know. And you got guys that have probably been drinking and doing stuff all day, and now they're dizzy and going, oh, I got to throw up.
I have a question. Real quick, that little sound you did, that little sound bite is actually from a band from the late 60s, early 70s. At the end of a song, they made the dan. You know that band?
Yeah, that would be Three Dog Night.
No, that one right there is from Spinning Wheel.
Spinning Wheel. Okay.
That's Michael's band.
The Spinning Wheel was Chicago? No, it was Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Yep.
What goes up must come down. That's it.
Yeah.
But if you remember,
That's right.
Three Dog Night had that little going to the show where they had that little celebrity ball. You know, it had that little carnival type sound at the very beginning of the song. Yeah.
Well, Thunder's uncle played in Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Thunder's uncle played in Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
He was the keyboard for the original lineup. For years he played with.
So did he play with them in the 70s?
Yeah.
Okay, because then we saw him. We had a place here that we used to play back in the late 70s and all through the 80s called the Cellar Ballroom. And in fact, on the Medieval Metal days, one of the last tracks, the remake of Out of the Blue Into the Black by Neil Young, and Rick Derringer did a version of that too. And then there's our version. Was recorded live at the Cellar Ballroom when we saw Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I love a band with horns, man. Those guys are they were just awesome.
You know, when we had this kind of resurgence of ska music kicking around, I mean, it wasn't metal, but I mean, I love hearing a band that's got, you know, a trombone player. You throw a trumpet in there, it just adds so much to the fullness of a song right there. The music right there is awesome, man. I love that. You know, Chicago back in the day was pretty good. Blood, Sweat, and Tears did it really well. I mean,
well, you know, I thought a song that could be redone metal by Chicago is "Feeling Stronger Every Day." You know what I mean? And that song there with some heavy drums, and then do the horn parts on dual guitar. You know, you have to have a 2-guitar band, but then do all the dual horn parts with the dual guitars, and it'd be just awesome. You know, I mean, just feeling stronger every day, and have the guitars go wow wow wow. You know,
exactly right. You know, and you got a great bass player, and you got a fretless bass. You can throw like the trombone licks in there with the slides and everything. That'd be awesome, man.
It'd be way awesome. Yeah.
Well, the very first band that Thunder and I were in, back in the late 80s, late 80s. We were like 15 years old, and Thunder's uncle was coming into town and everything, and I mean, we had all heard of Blood, Sweat, and Tears, but we hadn't really put anything together. But we're like, oh yeah, he's gonna come out and hear us practice. Awesome, yeah. He's gonna like us. Well, he basically gave us the dreaded. You guys got a ways to go. But
we had Dave Holland in the '80s. You know who Dave Holland is?
Yeah.
You what?
Pretty original drummer.
Yeah, the drummer in Judas Priest in the '80s was Dave Holland, and he came to Fayetteville because he knew our drummer at the time, Eric Dotson, and he came to our studio here and was in the control room, and we used to do pre-songs for sound check. In fact, we still do the Green Manalishi for sound check because we don't play any songs that we're going to play that night. We just do something else, and so we started playing Green Manalishi. And Dave Holland from Judas Priest is sitting there, and he goes, "Why do I know this song?" And then and my sound guy's just looking at him like, "What?" And he goes, "Is this the Manalishi?" He goes, "Yeah." He says, "Tell them don't play any more Judas Priest. I want to hear some Overlord." So but we were telling him we were just warming up. He said, "No, play some Overlord." So anyway, he was in there, and he really liked us. He really gave us a lot of tips and worked with our drummer. I mean, it's just amazing to hear him get behind the kit and play. I mean, it's just, amazing to hear a great drummer like that to,
he's
get
a great
in there.
Drummer. He's a great drummer, but he's no Scott Travis.
No, I understand that he's not Scott Travis, and Scott Travis is great.
Scott Travis is a
he was in Racer X. He was in Racer X, and hey, I still like their version of Heart of a Lion. Heart of a Lion is great because Rob Howard does a Judas Priest song, and it didn't make it on Point of Entry. And I think the lead singer for Racer X was in Arizona dating Rob Halford's sister, and he gave them that song, and then they put it on their record. But now,
it's great. I've actually heard a version of Heart of the Lion done by either done by Rob Halford or done by Judas Priest. And,
no, it's both. The Judas Priest version is the demo that he gave Racer
yeah, that's
X.
what I've heard, because it didn't sound like anything that was done in the 90s or whatever. So,
no, it was done in the 80s. And then Rob Halford's band has redone it, and it sounds really good. In fact, I like Rob Halford's version. Racer X's version is good too, but Halford's version is just bigger sounding. If that,
I'm gonna have to look that up because I love Racer X's version. I mean, I liked it a lot better than the Judas Priest demo of that song. But so I'm gonna have to look that up and hear Halford's version.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to play that. You're gonna have to play Heart of a Lion is just a great song, and you can tell it fits that Point of Entry. Stuff like Desert Plains and Heading Out to the Highway. All that stuff.
Well, right off the bat, that song, seems like it was written around the same time that Heading Out to the Highway was written.
Yes, it was. It was supposed to get on that record, but why the record company passed on it, I have no idea. And I think it's a great song, and it is now because of the internet and YouTube, gotten all over the place over there. So, yeah.
Right.
But what's funny is when we got signed to Metal Blade back in the 80s, I called the label out in California, and I'm talking to them, and the guy on the phone goes, "Hey, where's your British accent?" I go, "British accent? I don't have a British accent." I said, "We're from North Carolina." He goes, "Why do you think I have a British accent?" He said, "Well, you guys have got a European British sound." He said, we thought you were a British band that came over to North Carolina to record. I said, "No, we're from North Carolina." He goes, "Well, then where's your Southern accent?" I go, "I don't have either. I mean, okay, I can get on the phone and go, 'Come on down to North Carolina.' He said, "Don't do that." I said, "Well, pip, pip, cheerio, we're going to have some crumpets and tea,
Well, Thunder and I both have, both of us born and raised in the South, but neither one of us have Southern accents either. I mean, we have what's known as a Florida accent, which is basically the absence of accents.
Yeah, I've lived in Miami. There's tons of accents, but it's Spanish.
But the rest of the state, Yeah.
Yo quiero cerveza?
Yeah, the rest of the state is pretty neutral. It's pretty neutral, but we've always. I mean, everybody in the band here is kind of neutral.
Once you get into the panhandle of Florida, then you start getting the accents because the panhandle is basically southern Georgia and western Alabama, or excuse me, eastern Alabama.
You're exactly right, and then you're getting that. Well, I remember a guy we played in the South, and he said, "Yeah, we slapped our hogs early, so we come out and see you overlords."
If you just want to shake your head and be like, "What did you just say?" Really?
I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm glad you can make it. I wish you could have brought the pigs. We could have ate one."
You didn't see your wrist.
But we've had a lot of fun opening up for all these different bands. I mean, it's kind of funny. Back in the '80s, we look at it this way: a person spends their hard-earned money to go, like at this festival. A lot of people, to scrape up $10 to come see 23 bands. I don't think it should be about big band, little band. It should be you give the audience the best sound and best show possible for their money, whether it's $10, $80, $150, whatever you're paying.
Right.
And we had a thing where every time we were the opening band, they thought because we were on Metal Blade that we were just going to be some, doinky little, band, and then we'd come in rolling with all these Marshall and stacks and all kinds of gear and a huge drum set.
The evil backdrop and everything, the castles and all that.
Yeah, and then, we opened for Kix, and Kix had a PV console in their PA, and this is right before Blow My Fuse, and they said, "Well, you guys got these 8 channels here you can use." And I go, 8 channels? My drummer uses 8 channels. I'm like, so I just looked at the room crew and said, "Bring in our console and our effects and our snake and our mics and our stands and everything." And they go, "Look, we got a PA bigger than yours. We didn't need it. We were opening, but we brought all this stuff just in case this happened." That was the first show at the Switch. In fact, a guy was on the internet here, Facebook, for this show for the North Carolina Metal Fest. He goes, "Hey, is this the same Overlord that was at the Switch back in the '80s, opening for Kix and Savatage and all these bands?" And people were getting on there and going, "Oh yeah, it's the same band. It's just we dropped the E and put the SR." And that was the other reason we put the Keeper of the Flame 2014 on this CD, so people will know, yes, this is the same band. And plus it has, if you'll notice, the first songs are side A, there's a Keeper of the Flame, and that was recorded like on 2-inch 24-track. And then there's a Keeper of the Flame on side B, which was done in our studio live to cassette. All that stuff on side B is live to a cassette deck, and they sound amazing. And those people out there now are going, "What's a cassette? We know about MP3."
Look, I've got kids right now who don't know what a cassette deck is. They barely know what a CD is because MP3, and they have no idea what a fucking payphone is. I remember being a kid, man. I'm coming home from band practice on my bike, and I'm like, "Oh, I got to stop and call my mom because I'm running late," and I had to find a fucking payphone. And these kids don't understand that.
You can't find a payphone today, and what's even more funny, you can't even tell a kid today. You can't go, "Man, you're like a skipping record or a skipping CD," or because they go, "What?" You go, "Man, I actually remember on live radio when a record would hit something and would just go, 'Keeper of the Flame, Keeper of the Flame, Keeper of the Flame, Keeper of the Flame, Keeper of the Flame." And the DJ would have to come in and pump that needle. And the doctor,
you know what you tell him now? You know what you tell him now? You
get that little high bitch.
You could tell him. Look, you sound like a corrupted MP3 file.
Exactly. That's it right now. Yeah, you sound like a corrupted MP3 file. That's what you can say to a kid now, and they'll be like, "Huh?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? I'm corrupt? No, the file. Never mind. You sound like
Tell me why I smack you.
Man, go pick up your video controller and go play Modern Warfare or something.
I know. Hey, I was in line at McDonald's, and it was an early Saturday morning getting breakfast, and there was these 3 young people at the line, and this older guy behind me goes, "What is taking so long?" I said, "Look, those people right there, they're having to actually talk to the girl behind the counter. So if they could, like, text in their order to her phone, then in that talk, they'd already be done. But they're actually having to go, I'd like a number 1. No, I'd like a number 2 with no cheese. You know, they're actually having to talk because people don't communicate. Well, I just heard on TV just the other day that McDonald's is going to put a text number on the register so you can stand in line and text your order to the cashier.
Wait. Hold on. Say that again?
I'm saying that McDonald's is talking about putting a text number of the person, and the person will have a McDonald's phone right there at the cashier, and you can text your order, so you don't even have to talk to them. They'll say, you're the person who wanted the number 1 with fries and a Coke, and, you know.
I got something to say to anybody that uses that feature.
That's it.
I mean, only a freaking jackass would use
right
that.
now. We talk to a lot of newer bands that, you know, try to get them some exposure out here. It's nice to talk to some established musicians, and especially, I want to say one thing. You guys are one of the most lively bands we've ever had on the show.
Absolutely.
You guys
thank you so much, man.
Look, I want to just come over there right now. I just want to hang up the phone and fly over there and drink a beer with you guys, man. You guys are fucking
great. You're welcome. You should come to this festival. I'm telling you, you just you have a blast with everybody. You know, we're going to be hanging out at the merch booth. We're going to be selling the CDs, the LP, the vinyl. I mean, people who still have record players. You know, people love vinyl. We're going to be selling T-shirts and wristbands and everything. I mean,
that's another thing that's coming to resurgence, which I think is really cool, because I remember, you know, having vinyls, man. I remember having 45s. My dad, when I was a kid, was a manager of a pizza place, and every time that they would change out the 45s, I'd get all the 45s.
Exactly. I got tons of 45s to this day, you know, so, and that's why I think people have gone to downloads, because they can just get one single song. You know, to me, a lot of bands don't spend enough time writing tunes. They just want to fill up something and get a record deal. And, you know, here's how Overlord SR writes a song. We write a tune, we play it, and if we enjoy playing it, then we know other people will enjoy listening to it. But if we don't enjoy it, then we're not going to just play it and go, yeah, we're going to cram it down your throat and you're going to love it. And if we play it to you a million times, you'll finally go, oh, yeah, this is good. No. We have to really like the song and have fun playing the song. You know, we don't just write songs and go, yeah, that's a really great song. And everybody's saying, oh, yeah, that was really good. It was really good. You know, no. If it ain't ready, we'll put it on a back burner and then come to it maybe a couple of years later and go, ooh, I can use this part of this song and this part of this song, and then put in this other part, and then it's fun to play, you know.
Going back to what you were saying about the about Judas Priest's demo version of Heart of a Lion, if you go search for Queensryche right now, on like YouTube or whatever, there was a song called Rage for Order. And of course, they have an album called Rage for Order, but there was no song on that album called Rage for Order. But their following album, Operation Mindcrime, the music for Rage for Order was used for the intro of that entire album, and it's called Anarchy X. It's amazing.
Well, that's just like On Through the Night, the first Def Leppard album. That song isn't on the first Def Leppard album. It's on High and Dry.
Right.
But the title of the first Def Leppard is called On Through the Night.
On Through the Night, yep. Well, basically, yeah, and it's amazing. I mean, I've done that too with songs that I wrote and just kind of cannibalized the music for something else. You know, later on down the road because for whatever reason I wasn't happy with what I came up with initially. Yeah, I mean it's an amazing process. Just because you write something that you don't like doesn't mean that you won't like it later.
Hey, well let's play an Overlord SR song. You guys want to play So Be It?
So be it.
So be it.
Let's go ahead and do that, man.
That's a great song.
Out here, man. Let's go ahead.
There you go.
Our studio audience loves you guys, and we do too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I love that. Was perfect right there. Oh my goodness.
Thank you very much.
Little tribute to Taxi right there, and then if any of you get to our age,
to save the day. Oh. Yeah, you know, we got that song from the Excalibur movie from the 80s when Sir Lancelot says to Arthur, he said, "You, sir, would fight to the death for a road you could easily go around." And Arthur says, "So be it."
Okay, which King Arthur movie was that? I mean, there's like 100 of them.
No, Excalibur. It's the Excalibur movie with the greatest Merlin. That guy was he was awesome. I mean,
okay,
late
80s,
early 80s. Yeah, Excalibur.
I think I know which. Yeah, okay, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, I've seen that movie like maybe twice in my entire life, but I do.
Man, and now the new one just called Arthur, and it came out in 2004 or 2006. That's a great movie too. You know, I mean, they got the leather
I didn't really care
arm.
for that one. I
liked it. I thought it was a different concept of how Arthur, you know, had to go into the army at 15. His family had to give him up or whatever so they could keep their land.
It was definitely a different take on the movie on the story. That, I mean, it was definitely an original take. I mean, I'm sure that you know the thing that I didn't like about it is it seems like they could have cut 45 minutes out of that movie and it would have been awesome.
I understand. I get that.
okay.
We want.
Go ahead.
We want people to go to our Facebook page. Everybody who's listening right now, if you hadn't hit the like button, like us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Overlorde SR, Overlord SR. Go to our Facebook page and hit the like button for us. We'd really appreciate it. We also have a Reverb Nation page, and we have a .com, www.overlordsr.com. You can get T-shirts, bumper stickers, CDs, LPs, all with that.
And you're on Twitter as well.
Which one?
Twitter?
No Twitter. Not yet. You know,
no Twitter?
Twitter. I hate to say it, and there's probably a lot of Twitter folks out there, and we could probably gain a whole new fan base if we Twitter. But to me, it's just like high-end texting.
You always got to get your damn phone to damn Twitter. And Will tells me the same thing. Thunder, get on Twitter. It's so much fun. You get to talk with all these. I don't have the time for Twitter all the time.
No, I've found the majority of the guests on our show over the past 2 months. We're booked into September right now. I haven't had to like really actively pursue a band. Like of all the bands that we have booked. I mean, I reached out to Overlord SR. I reached out to like maybe 2 of our guests coming in the over the next month and a half. I mean, it's all the rest is like come to us via Twitter. It's just once you learn how to use Twitter, it's not that I like getting out there and saying, okay, I'm eating a sandwich right now. You know, it's not about that. You just basically, tweet out things about the band or in my case the radio show or my blog. But it's a really good resource. I mean, it's not my favorite, but it's the most productive. That's why I use it.
To me, it's like global texting. Craig just said that. Our guitar player says it's global texting.
It's productive. It's productive.
We got Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I mean, I love the scene in Monty Python and the Holy Grail where Arthur's, walking along, the guy behind him with the coconuts.
Movies of all times.
Clack.
Give me a flesh wound.
Yeah, and then he's like, then they roll up a rabbit like a Trojan horse. He goes, okay, you, me, and Sir Lancelot will jump out of the rabbit.
Out of the rabbit.
He goes, what? He goes, look, me, you.
Okay, maybe if we built a wooden badger.
Yeah, and then he says, okay, we'll build a wooden badger. So,
I love that movie.
Now, there is a movie that will stand up next to that if you're a musician. You guys all remember Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap.
Right.
I knew you were going to say Spinal Tap.
we actually, on our show here, do a little segment called the Spinal Tap Moments, where we want to know these little moments where you've had a little, problem here and a problem there. You've already, gave us a few here in the early parts of the interview, but yeah, I mean, we all who played music have had a string bust or a drum head bust or a drum set fall off the stage.
No. I tell you, this is a funny one.
Hold on a second. I got an intro for this segment.
And your little intro right here.
These go to 11. Good conference, Zach. Final tap, a second. What's wrong with being sexy? He died. He died in a bizarre gardening accident. Thousands of people spontaneously combust each year.
Hello, Cleveland! Hello, Cleveland!
All right, welcome to the Spinal Tap Moment segment of the Will and Thunder Show.
Hey, right now, before you start speaking, turn it to 11. Turn it up to 11.
One of the best parts of that movie is that Hello Cleveland segment, and people miss it when Will Shear, the bass player, when the black janitor guy says, "Okay, you got to push open the door because you're authorized." It says authorized personnel. And he says, "There's a sidewalk there, and you got about a 25-foot jog." And Will Shear goes, "We ain't got time for that." Everybody misses that, but that's a great. But we ain't got time. 25-foot jog. It's like they're going to be jogging in place or something. I Spinal Tap moment. One of my favorite Spinal Tap moments for us. When the guitar player started slinging the guitars around. Well, we were at a club here called the Flaming Mug. And we were playing with Leatherwolf and Prophet, and
nice.
I thought, I wear Gibson Explorers, and these are E2 Explorers, and the one I wear, it weighs about 32 pounds. I mean, it's heavy. And now I'm playing Dylan Magellans, and people say, why'd they name it a Magellan? Because Magellan was an explorer. They couldn't call it an explorer, but anyway.
Nice.
So I'm wearing the Explorer, and I'm running to the left side of the stage, and I swing the guitar around me, and the inertia of that guitar just slings me off the stage.
Oh, shit.
It literally just slings me off the stage, and lucky I knew that we had all these covers, because all our PA, we had these padded covers that used to go over the cabinets that my mom sewed for us back in the day. She's German, and she can make anything. Well, they were all stacked up over there, and so all I did when I flew off the stage was land on my back on those covers and kept playing. And Steve, our singer, just knew that I was dead. Like, okay, George is gone. He's just off the side of the stage. I don't know what he's doing. And he's walking over there, and I'm just laying on my back playing the guitar, and he's just singing, looking at me, and he's going, okay, he's okay.
He's all right, good. Keep going.
Keep playing.
That's awesome. I remember.
Let me quick here. I'm going to tell you what right now, and this is my opinion right here. The only thing that is better than your music right now is your guys' attitude. You are as wide open as I am, and I love it, man. I love to see you guys sit here. It's awesome, man.
This is like one of the easiest shows This is like the easiest show we've ever had. It's like, we're not saying anything, and that's awesome.
And you guys are just wide open, just straight up perfect, man. This is what we want right here. We want bands like you who still have that love for the music and have that fire burning so deep. You got everything to say right here. It's awesome, man. I love you guys, man.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you guys are playing our material and supporting it. We love everything you put on the event and the different. There was different write-ups and stuff on us and things like this. And did you do a review on this, Will?
Yeah, I did. I did a press release about the show. I put it on my blog, and I also put it on. I submitted it to another site that I write for called indiemusic.co, and the guy that runs that put it up as well. Now, when you guys release your next album, I want to review that, and I'm going to put it up on my blog, and I'm going to submit that badass to Sleaze Rocks.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I write for that site as well, and you will get considerable exposure, especially in Europe, because that site is actually bigger in Europe than it is in the United States, from what I'm hearing from feedback from various bands that I've reviewed. So when that gets up there and everything, yeah. And actually, that's where it's at. That's where the diehard crazy metal fans are at the moment.
Oh, that's what we're trying to get to Europe. I'm from Germany originally. So is our drummer Zip. He's from Germany. We definitely got to get to Germany and Greece and Italy because we have a band over there called Battle Roar. The lead singer Marco, he sent us an email a while back, way back, and he was just raving about, yeah, this is the band that I modeled my band after, Battle Roar, and they're in Greece and Italy and playing, and it just sounds like an Italian version of us. It's just great. We love it that we could influence other musicians around the world, because that's what you do with music, is you want to reach out and do your thing and have other people listen to it and then interpret it their way, and
Actually, a couple months ago we had a band from Greece on our show. The name of the band is called War Drum. Very, very awesome band. And last week yesterday we just did a recording from a band from Italy.
No,
yeah,
they weren't.
great.
They're Turkey.
Excuse me. My bad. But we've done bands, and so we're doing bands all over the world too, and it's pretty cool. We've done about 7 different bands here, 6 or 7 bands from around the world.
We had an interesting
Their perspective on things.
We had an interesting another moment. You remember Savatage, of course?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, Hall of the Mountain King. Well, we did some shows with them, and I never thought me and John, the lead singer, looked a lot alike. I mean, we're bigger guys and everything, but this actually happened at a club up in Greenville up here called the Attic, and it's funny. He was in the bathroom, and the guy comes in there, just a customer, and he goes, "Hey, Wildman George, aren't you supposed to be on stage? You guys are getting ready to start." And he goes, "Man, I'm John Olivieri. I'm the lead singer." He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." So then we do our set. Okay, now I'm in the bathroom, and some other guy comes up to me and says, "Hey, aren't you the lead singer for Savatage? You're getting ready to go on. You need to go sing." I go, "Oh, he's up there already." And so we told that story.
That album you're talking about, Rise of the Mountain King, right there, was one of my favorite albums growing up. I can remember the cover right now. You've seen the show Game of Thrones? The album cover with the big Norse god kind of king sitting on the throne right there.
Yep.
Yeah. And but the same situation. Go ahead.
Actually,
Hour of the Night. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, I have a. We usually throw one of our Spinal Tap moments, and when we do this segment, and I got one that you kind of reminded me of it when you were talking about when the singer thought you were dead, but this happened to me, and I was playing guitar in this band, and I was like 17 years old, and this was our first show, like in a big rock club with the big light setups and all that stuff. I mean, this is our very first show in that setting. I had a temperature of 100 degrees.
Let's just throw it out there.
What now?
Never mind. Go ahead.
I had a temperature of 100 degrees before we went. I had a fever of 100 degrees before we went on. Like 99 to 100 degrees. I was sick as a freaking dog. I played the whole show anyway, and I'm drinking water and everything. And there's a couple of times where I started wobbling on stage. I was about to pass out, but finally I got kind of dragged. Like kind of had to, after the show, I kind of had to be helped out of the club, and they're like, "Oh, you need to go to the hospital." And it was a battle of the bands. I was like, "No, I need to know if we won or not." So, I'm lying down in the van. My girlfriend is like getting, like fresh water, like cold towels and stuff to put on my forehead. Like took my temperature. Like they had a thermometer in there, and I hope they sterilized it with alcohol before they stuck it in my mouth because it was at a club. But
the guy before you, so
104 degrees went, after being off stage for about 30 minutes, so I was probably up to about 105, 106 when I was on stage. And you want to talk about almost dying on stage? That was about as close as I've come.
that was your aha moment. I tell you, one of the weirdest requests we've ever gotten. We don't take requests because we do originals, but
right.
One of the weirdest requests we ever got. We took the band in '89, and we went to the Troubadour, the world famous Troubadour in Los Angeles, to play for our label, Metal Blade. Our mother label at that time was Capitol. All these different labels, and we were playing. And so of course, like I said earlier, we did Judas Priest songs for soundcheck. We did 2 of them. We did Green Manalishi and Diamonds in Rust. Yeah, that's Joni Mitchell remake. But both of those are remixes. Even Green Manalishi was originally done by Fleetwood Mac when it was all guys back in the 60s.
Wait, hold on. Diamonds in Rust was Joan Baez.
Joan Baez. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. I like Joni Mitchell. Yeah, Steve's over here. Joni Mitchell. Okay. Cloud. Okay. So we go to the dressing room, and Doug Weston, the owner of the Troubadour, comes up there and he says, "Hey, I got the oddest request I've ever had in all the years of owning this club." And we said, "Well, we don't do requests." I told him that. He goes, No, I'm not talking about a song. He says, "Your 2 opening bands heard you do those 2 Judas Priest songs, and they said you did them so great that they will not do their sound check with you in the building."
That's awesome.
That right there. Look, that's when you discipline yourself or patting yourself on the fucking back right there. That's awesome right there.
We just said, "Hey, can't you tell them we left and we'll just stay in the dressing room?" And they said no, because at the Troubadour you have to walk by the stage and go out the double doors there, and then you go through a little lobby type thing, and there's a little bar in the front, and then you go out to the street. They said they want to see you all leave before they'll do sound check. So
you know what I would have said? You know what I would have said? I would have been like, "Look, we're going out to the bar to get a drink. If it intimidates them, so what? They can go ahead and do their freaking show without doing a sound check. More power to them. Good luck."
Well, you know, we're those guys, and we just said, you know what? Okay, we'll go down the street and get some food or something, and
that's awesome. You give little guys a chance right there. I love that right there. And speaking about the bathroom situation where you were look-alike at that point in the moment, I had that same thing. One of my favorite bands growing up was Suicidal Tendencies, and Mike Meir was one of my favorite, singers back then. And
Frontman.
I actually went to a Infectious Cruise concert wearing a pair of black shorts, combat boots, and a Raiders jersey, which I should have worn because I'm not a Raiders fan. I'm a diehard Dolphins fan. But anyway, I had the bandana, the long hair, everything, and I was asked 10 times by different people, "Are you Mike Meir? Are you Mike Meir?"
He was. I was there.
And the first couple times I was honest. I'm like, no. The 10th or 12th time they were a lot prettier, so I said yes. And I had a great night that evening. But once the band came on, it kind of was heir apparent.
Chiefs! Oh, I'm sorry. I had to say that. Chiefs! That's the chef, Dave. The chef.
Chiefs fan?
Oh, yeah, man. I've been a Chiefs fan since before the first Super Bowl, and always pulled for the Chiefs. In fact, one of the best commercials out there is a Snickers commercial where the old man, he's out
Googly Moogly?
Oh, yeah. He's painting the end zone. He's got the little brushes doing the white outline of the letters. You really don't know who the team is till he's standing back. And then Singletary of the Chiefs walks up and goes, "Wow, that looks really good, but who are the chefs?"
I love that commercial.
But be honest with me, though. The best ever NFL commercials were with Dennis Hopper.
Yeah. Those shoes. It's the shoes. It's the shoes.
Bad things, man.
What Bruce Smith would do if he caught me messing with his shoe? Bad things, man. Bad things. But,
That's it. I still think one of the best Super Bowl commercials is, they got the 2 little M&M guys, the red and the yellow, playing the peanut, and they're sitting on the the counter at it looks like a liquor store, and the guy who plays Putty, or he's also on that show, Rules of Engagement.
Yeah.
His name, Woutenberg, or whatever his last name is. He walks in, and he says, "What are you guys doing?" And they each have a bag of M&Ms. He goes, "What does it look like we're doing? We're eating M&Ms." He goes, "Yeah, but you're eating your own kind." So they look at each other, and they swap bags, and they start eating again. He goes, "Give me the bags." Give me the bags.
I don't think I've seen that.
And then he walked out and said, "That was just disturbing, man."
That's like the old, I think it was Super Bowl commercial about the ham company. They did the same thing with the pigs right there. Remember the pigs sitting at a dinner right there at the fine dining restaurant or whatever, and they're like, it's okay.
But you know what?
Like
the best Super Bowl commercials always have been and always will be done by Budweiser.
Oh, with the horses?
The horses or Bud Light, regardless of what they do. Bud Bowl. I mean, the best Super Bowl commercials have always been done by Anheuser-Busch.
The chick half naked with the Doritos, that was pretty good right there. I'll tell you what, I'd much rather look at a half naked girl than a fucking Clydesdale. That's just my opinion.
That's a good point.
Hey guys,
nice.
what is your favorite song on our latest Medieval Metal Days CD?
Honestly, mine is I'm torn between two of them. You know, so be it, and the new version of Keeper of the Flame. I mean, I like that better than the classic version of Keeper of the Flame. But the next song that we're playing, the Keepers of the Realm. I think I just
Knights of the Realm.
Knights of the Realm.
Knights of the Realm. Knights of the Round Table. Yes.
I like that one too. One of the ones that I did not like was the cover of 2525, because I never liked that song to begin with. But actually I like that version better than the original.
Well, you know, Steve said he agrees with you. But here's the one thing with that song. You know, we had a station. They're still here, but they play a lot of dance music. They're called Q98. But back in the 80s when we got signed, they wouldn't play Keeper of the Flame because their station thing was we only play the hits. So
right.
where they had a cart machine. If anybody doesn't know what carts are, they look like a big 8-track. And that's what radio stations used to play before they played computers now for the music, for the MP3s. But so I put in the year 2525 on there. And next thing you know, it got played on the radio. Our local radio station was playing a hometown band because that was a hit. So there you go.
That's cool. I mean, I just never liked that song. I mean, I just honestly, but like I said, I like your version better than the original. So.
Well, that's good. That's good. I mean, that's what we tried to do. We tried to take the song from in the year 20, you know, an acoustic thing, in the year 25, you know.
Yeah. Well, when I saw it, I was just like, okay, is this a cover or is this an original with the same name? And I actually listened when I got that CD from you. I actually listened to that song before I listened to anything else, because I was looking it over and I saw the title. I was like, okay, is this a cover or is this an original? So I listened to that first, right out of the gate. And I was just like, okay, yeah, this is better than the original song. But yeah, I went and listened to the rest of it, and I liked it.
Count too. Yeah, the Calces redid that song too. You know, here's what happened, and I'm gonna give you the story behind doing that cover. We were gonna redo "School's Out." We were rehearsing it. We were getting ready to go to the studio up there in Zebulon, North Carolina, and record this song. And all of a sudden, Crocus comes out with "School's Out" on MTV. So we're like, okay, scrap that one. You know,
Crocus's version sucked, by the way.
Well, I mean, and we probably would have done a better job, but we didn't, because guess what? It already came out. So we were like, okay,
right.
We picked another song to cover, and then it came out, and we were like, okay, I'm going to pick something so obscure that nobody's going to do it. And, you know, plus to me about that song, it was just always so scary as a kid listening to it in the 60s because, you know, it just kept talking about, and it was kind of futuristic, you know.
Yeah, it's like watching the movie 1984 and going, oh, my God.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's not far from reality.
Right.
You know, I have one of those obscure songs that I really want to cover and do it, like, super heavy, and I can never get Will to do it with me. And,
hey, our bass player, it's his birthday. It's our bass player's birthday. Bob,
happy birthday, Ed. Yeah, we told you.
He wants to hear in the year 2525.
Oh God! give me a few minutes.
Give me a second. He'll get out of line here.
Now, hey, you guys go ahead and play Knights of the Realm. Knights of the Realm.
Okay, well, those three are the only ones that I have up here. I mean, if you want me to do 25, I can.
No, we're getting on your leg here, jumping on it, pulling on it.
Look, they're having fun, man. You know, I love that about you. I mean, that's what we want right here. We don't want fucking dead legs on our show, man. We want real people, man, and real rock and roll guys, man. You guys been around like we've been for a little while. You guys are still living the dream, man. God love it, man. Make it live and make it loud and show people what rock and roll's all about, man.
Damn right.
That's it.
Well, this is Knights of the Realm by Overlord SR, and we'll be right back on the Will and Thunder Show. Knights of the Realm by Overlord SR.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to this Little Thunder Show right here, man. Another kick-ass fucking rock solid song from Overlord SR, man. Welcome back, guys, man. You guys, man, really got a good sound, man. You guys are killing it right there.
Thank you so much.
I gotta ask this. I mean, how many original members are with the current lineup?
We got 3 of them here right now. Stephen V. Sosa Jr. on lead vocals, Craig Dunham on guitar, Wildman George Kerber on guitar. The 2 newer members are Zip on drums and Bob DeRocher on bass. And, that's about it. I mean, our original bass player, like I told you, Daryl Collins, he still helps the band do recordings. The pictures you see, the artwork on that new CD LP, he did the original artwork on the cassette, the Medieval Metal that first came out back in 1985 with those first 4 songs on it. So, he's still involved. He just doesn't play anymore with us. And, Bob's a great bass player and Zip's a great drummer. Our original drummer, Larry Bledsoe, he's down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina somewhere. Stanley was one of the original guitar players. He still comes out to shows. In fact, he'll be at this show probably to see us, so he'll come out and support. And
Cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So 3/5, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah. It sounds really great. This is a really great lineup. I really love this sound we have. It's big. Now the new sound is just big. I mean, I gotta admit that Go ahead, Thunder.
I'm sorry, man. This Saturday, you guys got a big thing going on here. Up with the Irons, that's the Iron Maiden band right there. You guys, so the 2 of you guys are kind of headlining the whole thing right there. And you've got a lot of bands that look on the website. I mean, that's going to be a big music festival right there, man. It's awesome that you guys are sitting there still, rocking and killing it right there and headlining music festivals, especially right there in your home state right there where you guys can kind of get out there and get your fan base, local fan base behind you guys.
Yeah, exactly. We would need everybody in earshot and listening to come out to the North Carolina Metal Fest this Saturday at the Rock Shop Concert Hall out there on Eastern Boulevard. If anybody doesn't know where it's at, it's behind the Wilco station. It's a huge warehouse-looking place. It's North King Street, actually, is what they're on. It's great. Just Google it.
Yeah, I drive. I've never been there, but I drive by it. I drive by it all the time because we buy all of our meat at Kinlaw's.
Yeah, we buy our meat at Kinlaw's when we have barbecues. We get our pig and everything else from there. So.
Damn right. I'm going to charge them for that. I'm going to charge them for that little spot too. By the way.
That's awesome.
Man, talking to you guys tonight, man, you guys have more drive than a lot of the younger bands that we talk to right now, man. It totally amazes me how wide open you guys are and, how much energy you guys have. I mean, we've talked to bands from all over the world, and 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds that don't have half the energy that you guys have. After 20-plus years of being in the music industry, man, it's nice to see that right there.
Military experience.
Yeah. Steve said we're military. He said we're military experiments. That's why it is.
Is that what it is right there? So you got the Captain America of the music industry right here, of the metal industry.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, my biggest thing is what you love to do, and you're getting to play, music that you write. And like I said, we enjoy playing this music. If we didn't enjoy it, like I said, the song won't make it into the set list. So if we enjoy playing it and we enjoy, putting it out to an audience, and then they enjoy it because, they give us that energy back in applause or energy of screaming and yelling or pumping their fist, So, I mean, that's what we live for is getting the fans into it. And, we just live every day to play this kind of music, hard rock, heavy metal. This is what we do.
Absolutely.
We were in bands for a long time, man, and we've kind of stepped aside because, raising families and doing what we do, but we love metal music more than we, love ourselves to an extent. And this is the way that we can keep in contact with that. And we live so far away from each other. I mean, we've been in bands since we were 13, 14 years old, so it's kind of cool right here that we can do a little radio show and bring back the resurgence of real metal music with you guys and some of these younger bands that we're with. it's awesome that you guys take the time to, give us a little bit of a perspective into your lives and, how you guys feel. It's really awesome, man. I appreciate you guys doing that.
Yeah, we really want to thank you, too, for playing our music on your show and all the Internet radio shows that play our music constantly. It's, we love it. I mean, can we be on mainstream radio? Who knows? I mean, I had a younger guy, he's about 17, and he said, you guys are like the Judas Priest of the underground metal scene. We were like,
well, you are. I mean, I wanted to kind of bring, you brought up Warlord earlier. Where's Warlord? They're not playing. I mean, I remember them too. I mean, their guitar player is like phenomenal. But wow. And there were a 3-piece as well, but they're nowhere to be found. You guys. I mean, I bring up Warlord because I mean you guys came out around the same time and your styles are similar, but they, they're not doing anything. So, you guys are, and it's awesome.
And the one thing I really like is you guys are putting your shit just not on CDs, but you're putting it on vinyl.
We're putting it where?
Putting it on vinyl. You're putting it on a...
Yeah, that company approached us, Steph from Heavy Forces Records in Germany. He approached us and said, look, I want to release your stuff on vinyl because there's such a big surgence over there in Germany and Italy and resurgence of our style of music. And plus, they just said, we need to come over there and play some festivals because, he says we're big over there. So we don't know.
You guys are probably around our age. I mean, but you remember as a kid going to the record store and you looked through records. It wasn't cassette tapes. I mean, it got to cassette tapes, but you had to look through all the vinyls, man, with the covers and all that, and that was so awesome right there. Today, actually, I went into a little store today with my wife, and they had 3 bins of old-school vinyl. And the majority of it was like Burt Bacharach and stuff kind of like that. But just to look through them and find a good record right there was such a, flashback to me right there. It was so awesome. I mean, I remember going there and trying to find that 45 or that 78. We were talking about at one time, earlier in this interview about, records and all that, and Will totally destroyed me one time. We were sitting at his house. We had just started playing in bands together, and you know how a 78 and a 38, the difference in the speeds right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, 78, we just mentioned 70. Bob DeRocher tonight just mentioned 78. One of the guys on our crew, and he goes, 78? He goes, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the albums here. I've got about 150 hard rock metal albums in crates, if you remember the crates that used to stick the albums.
You throw them in a milk crate.
No. Yeah, these are the big wooden crates that you stuck sideways. They're starting to sag. They're from 1979, so I got to do something. But man, all that vinyl, that was a great thing because bands worked on a cover too because they knew it was going to be so big. The vinyl cover was going to be so big. Got to see the pictures of the band. I mean, it ain't like today. I think that's the reason a lot of people don't go out and support bands on live shows is because they got YouTube. And they can just look at them on YouTube or, whatever. Before,
that's a great point. That's a great point. I mean, I'm a diehard Queensryche fan from, years and years ago. And I was kind of disgruntled and everything because of all the crap they put out and everything since their Promised Land album. And They bring in a new lead singer, release a new album. They're going back to the basics. They're touring. They're playing Queen of the Reich and Force and Take Hold of the Flame and all those old songs. But it's like
where do you get the real music at?
Sorry.
Hey, what I was saying is, looking through those albums there.
I just had a nice part. I was going somewhere with that, and it's gone.
My was going right there. I was sitting at Will's house one day. We were about 14 years old when we first started playing music together. And I just picked up a TV Foundation bass guitar and just started learning how to, kind of strum on it. And he had Yngwie Malmsteen
Oh, yeah, I met Yngwie Malmsteen when I was in Miami. He used to come into where I was all the time, and that guy's gotten huge. In fact, I said, who's that guy that ate Yngwie Malmsteen? I mean, this guy looks like he weighs like 300 pounds, you know, but he's not that big anymore. He's lost weight, but he's a great guitar player. I mean,
as a guitar player.
Yeah,
well, Will set his record player up on instead of a 38 onto a 78 or something around there, and it was 3 times as fast as it should have been. It was, you know, the whole thing with doing the Alvin and the Chipmunks thing, and I listened to this guy play guitar on 3 times the speed it should have been, and I'm like, who's this guy?
Yeah, all the sweeps after a while, I wish he would bend in, because when he was with Alcatraz, I liked him with Alcatraz. You know, he did a little bit more bends and a little soulful bending, not all these sweeps. You know what I mean? So, hey, we want people to go to www.overlordsr.com and order your CD or LP or T-shirt. We got every size T-shirt up to 2X and 3X. So, anyway, we'd love for you to go to Facebook too, www.facebook.com/Overlord SR, Overlord SR, and hit the like button. We want to see 200 likes.
You guys out there, you're listening right now, man. Just like this band and kind of check them out there. Buy the CD, man. If you're a metalhead and you really like real metal music, this is a band that you guys really need to have on your MP3 player or CD player or whatever. Actually, you know, if you're a little metalhead like me, get you a vinyl right there. And you know what? Take the sleeve and put it up on the wall, man.
Yeah, the vinyl comes with the poster.
Real rock and roll music, man, and we're missing that here in the country, and I'm glad that you guys are keeping this alive, you know.
Well, there's a poster inside the vinyl of the original cassette cover of Medieval Metal, so you get a really nice big poster inside the vinyl. So if you order the vinyl, you get a poster you can put up on the wall of, you know, of the original cassette cover. We did 10,000 cassettes when we sold those at shows, and we used to put them in record stores on consignment just to sell them. We weren't on no label or anything. It was just what we did. And, you know, every time we went to, we'd go to Record Bar. You guys remember Record Bar or Paradise Records, Obi Dig?
Record Bar?
Yeah.
I remember Record Bar.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember those days, man, when you went there and you're searching through between records, CDs, and 8-tracks even back then, way back when.
Yeah. Don't you just love 8-tracks when you were driving around the block and your favorite song, it'd be on and you can't get home. You'd have to keep driving because you'd have to switch between track 3 and track 4. It would fade down, keep your other flame. It'll be click and go clunk, clunk, and then go, keep your other flame, 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 in the darkness. And you're like, what the hell?
Be honest with you, this is one of my favorite interviews I've ever done of all time doing this radio show right here. You guys, I love you guys.
We hope to see you at this show at the North Carolina Metal Fest at the Rock Shop.
Make sure that Will's there. I'll make sure he's there.
All right, well, that'll be great.
Can I call you after the show?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, call
the big show Saturday.
Just don't call me late for dinner.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm going to call you about 2 minutes after we wrap it up, and let's go ahead and wrap it up. And this has been definitely
right here.
one of the most.
You've got Overlord SR playing with Up in the Irons, Kurgan, Window. There's 100 bands, not 100 bands, but 20 plus bands playing. It's going to be a great show. Fayetteville, North Carolina. You guys got this. I mean, look, if you have any inkling of what metal music is, you need to be there right there because they're going to teach you something. So. Once again, guys, we appreciate you coming on the show right there. Thanks for taking the time and give us a little insight on who you are and how you are.
Hey, what do you say? Hey. Hello. Yeah. Thanks for having us on. Yes, we appreciate that. And every now and then, it's not where you are, it's everywhere you go.
Hey, keep up the show, guys. Call us back sometime.
Absolutely, we're gonna have them back on again when they release their next album.
Well, you guys can have us on again when we do another a big show. We'll have to tell you about it. And do you guys have air tags at all on your show?
Say that again.
let's do an air tag. It'd be like, you're listening to, this is Wildman George of Overlord SR, and you're listening to the Will and Thunder Show.
You know what? Give us right now. Yes, we do air tags like this.
If you want
to the Wild and listen to the Will and Thunder Show.
Hold on. If you want to do that again, it will be in our intro next week. Go ahead and do it again.
Hi, this is Wildman George of Overlord SR, and you're listening to the Will and Thunder Show.
That's fucking awesome. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up now. Thanks for being on. You've been this has been the easiest interview we've ever done, and we're pumped. I mean, we're excited. We love it, and we will talk to you next time.
All right, thanks, guys. See ya.
A little better show.
Thank you for listening to the Will and Thunder Show. The band that's going to take us out is Beyond the Fade from Charlotte, North Carolina. You can find them at Beyond the Fade at Twitter and also at Facebook, Beyond the Fade. The song's called Lights Out, and they're going to take us out. Thank you for listening to the Will and Thunder Show. We'll be back next week, same time, 10 p.m. Eastern till midnight, with another awesome guest for you. Later.
Blog Talk Radio.
Basically.
What the hell is that?
I'm sorry. Well.
Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show. Will and Thunder Show.
Thunder.
Will and Thunder Show. Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show.
Well, welcome in, guys. It's Tuesday night, 10/9 Central, and you know what that means. It's another edition of the Will and Thunder Show. I am Kevin Thunder, coming to you live from Jackson area of Tennessee and around here somewhere in North Carolina, Fayetteville, North Carolina, which actually, to where the band we're having on tonight, they hail from the same area we have. William Telltale, where are you at, buddy?
I'm here. I don't think I'm as pumped up as you are, though, man. What'd you drink? Some like coffee mixed with Red Bull or something?
It's exactly what I did. They have a new creamer-flavored Red Bull, and I put it in my coffee, which I, laced with a little Vibrant and ate a couple Snickers bars while I was sucking it down with some Mountain Dew. So I'm ready to roll tonight.
Awesome, man. Let me know how that works out next week when you haven't slept for a week.
Well, if it's halfway through the interview, I'm going to have a heart attack and die. Just, pause for a minute, call 911, let them know where I'm at, and then it will no longer be the Will and Thunder show. It'll just be the Will show. Rest in peace, Thunder.
Well, actually, what I'll do is before I call 911, I'll give Spade a call, get him on, then I'll call 911. How's that?
Yeah, the show comes first, of course.
The show must go on.
The show must go on. The show must go on. Man down. Let me call somebody and get somebody in here. But anyway, well, welcome to the show, buddy, man. Good to be talking with you. Another beautiful day living in this beautiful country we have. Got a great band coming on, Overlord SR. They come from the same area you're living at right now, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Yep,
they were actually the first metal band back in the 80s to get signed out of North Carolina. So
that's unbelievable. Really good rock band back in the 80s. You guys will remember when you hear some of their music, but they've got some newer stuff that they're just putting out here. There's a resurgence right now coming, in the metal area, in the metal field of music. Thank goodness. Maybe it'll put the rest of this Just Fever garbage we have, and to have some good, heavy rock music, some progressive metal, just, the kind that pumps you up, gets you feeling good. I mean, nothing better than that. You got to cut the grass. Ain't nothing like putting on a pair of headphones and an old Sony Walkman and throwing some real metal through your ears, man, and just getting the job done.
Oh, hell yeah. Before we get too far into this, I want to give out our social media. I'm at William Telltale at Twitter. And what's your Twitter? I think it's Thunder, HWAT. Well, Thunder here isn't very social media conscious, but that's about to change here in the next week or two.
I just stand here and talk. You're the one, technical advice there, right there, I'm surprised you don't have a minute. All right. Now my talk is not working either. I'm done like dinner. Anyway, as I was saying, no, I'm not very tech savvy, so Kevin Thunder on Twitter, I believe.
Okay, we'll figure that out and get it posted. Actually, the link is on the website, on the show's website. If you just go to at William Telltale, the first post there, you'll see the link. Anyway,
Thunder on Facebook, and so you guys are looking for. You can find me on Facebook. I give out my number, but then my wife would be pissed because my phone wouldn't stop ringing. So I got to watch out with that one.
Yeah. So anyway, what we got going on tonight? We've got some good stuff to talk about in the news segment, don't we? There's been a milestone made, but that's all in the news. We're gonna get to that right now. All right, go ahead and kick us off with what we were talking about earlier.
Well, I looked around today on the internet. I've been looking for the last couple of days. There's not been a whole lot of metal news that I found, except for one thing. I mean, there's a staple in the music industry, and this guy doesn't get any props for what he's done, man. Guy is a complete musical genius. I mean, some will call him a genius, some will call him a hack, whatever you want to say here. In my mind, he's a genius. But he's been around longer than most of the people that he has played with or played, or as I said, played with their music. Weird Al Yankovic, man. This guy just put out another album, got parodies for some of the newer pop songs, but this guy has done almost every genre of music, everything from polka to metal to Nirvana parodies. I mean, you name it, he's done it. And the thing is, it doesn't only do the parodies, but he does them so well.
Well, it's not just his parodies. It's his. He does style parodies as well, like the song "Dare to Be Stupid." I mean, if I didn't know that was a Weird Al Yankovic song and you played it for me, I'd swear it was a Devo song.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, he is so well versed in music, the styles of music and everything. I mean, and a lot of them are so well produced, even the videos. I mean, you go back. He started in 1979, had his first appearance on TV in the 80s, early 80s, and from there just blew up. And the first appearance on TV, it was just him and his buddy. They used the box that his accordion came in as a slap box, which a lot of people use nowadays when they're doing acoustic sets. Mm-hmm. For the drums, for the percussion end. They're using the case as like a slap box. They have different types of bike horns and kazoos, and just, another one rides a bus. That was his start on the whole thing. And he's gone from Queen, and he's played every genre of music set. And as I said, he does it well. It's unbelievable how far. And he gets no credit.
Well, the thing that I find most intriguing is the fact that Madonna's pretty much hung it up, but he was already going before she really came onto the scene. So he's been around longer than Madonna. And because Michael Jackson died 4 years ago, yeah. He's now been around longer than Michael Jackson. So he's outlasted every single person that he's parodied, and I'm sure that the people that he's parodied on this new album, they're all going to be a bunch of one-hit wonders anyway. He's going to be around a lot longer than them as well. Just for everybody, everybody's listening, we will have Overlord SR on about 10:30 or so. They'll be calling in about 10:25. We'll be playing one of their songs and bringing them in. But you know what? Kurt Cobain of Nirvana. You know what he said when Weird Al personally asked him if he could do the Nirvana parody? He says, you've made it when Weird Al wants to do your song.
That's right. You know that you're somebody. You've made it to a certain level when Weird Al comes, hey, look, man, I got an idea. Let's, and the things that even the rap songs he's done, he's got an ability. He's got the speed and everything. It's amazing. And the comedy aspect, they're truly funny. He's not just trying to find words that, will somewhat match and, fit in. He actually puts stories together. The whole Chili Peppers Flintstone thing with, against the Chili Peppers, and then with I Want My MTV and the Beverly Hillbilly. I sat there today for 45 minutes and just clicked videos watching going, and I forgot this one. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. One. And they're awesome. You could actually just kick back and listen to that as real music.
Well, you know who else released an album this week? Well, actually, they released it last week, and we talked about it. But there's something else about Judas Priest that's definitely newsworthy after they put out their latest album, Redeemer of Souls. What do you think that Judas Priest's best charting, best debut on the U.S. Billboard charts are? I'm not talking the rock charts. I'm talking the overall.
Just overall
Billboard charts.
Yes. Top Billboard
which album
charts.
Which album do you think by Judas Priest charted the highest?
You'd like to think Painkillers.
You would think, but you would be wrong. As iconic as Painkiller is, the next highest album release that they had was Nostradamus, which was their double album, which came in at number 13, I believe. But believe it or not, Judas Priest had never had an album in the top 10 until now. Redeemer of Souls debuted at number 6.
And that's overall. That's not on the metal charts. That's on the overall.
That's on the overall chart.
Right.
They were number one. They were number one on the rock charts.
Oh, of course. It just shows right there. It's a savior right there. That's a glimmer of hope that metal's on its way back. That is unbelievable. There's so many metal bands.
To hell with that. It's not on its way back. It's back. Damn right.
So kids out there right now that have your hair spiked up, like you put your hair in a light socket and you got black eyeliner around your eyes and black lipstick, man, grab yourself a real metal album and listen to it, man. Grow your hair long, get down and dirty, and play some power chords and learn. Play some real music, man.
Yeah. I reviewed Redeemer of Souls on my blog, which is williamtelltale.blogspot.com. And
there you go.
And that's gotten a lot of hits and everything, but yeah, I'm telling you, the album is phenomenal. I'm not going to say it's their best. I'm not going to say that it tops Pain.